and then pause. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. What you think? Okay, I'm gonna try this again because it's way overdue for me to tell you about things. Now, I do want you to know I have a wireless microphone and this little receiver right here, but I don't know how to use this. Apparently, this is more so for phones than computers, but I feel like there's a way for, you know, it to work with my computer. I just don't know how to do it. But I really can't tell if it's like just my regular sound or if it's the microphone. So I'm gonna figure it out. But I guess in the meantime and in the between time, we can use these headphones that I've had for a while. Okay? All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of introduce a few key people in the story. That way you know who I'm talking about. All right. Miss What's Wrong Now is the lady who I worked with. She, like her name, it was always something wrong. I'm talking about if it wasn't something wrong with her kids, it was her mom. If it wasn't her mom, it's what one of the kids did that day. If it's not the kids, it's at the school. It's what somebody said to her in the hallway. If it's not what somebody said to her in the hallway, it's because she's going bankrupt. If it's not because she's going bankrupt, it's because the father of her child didn't pay child support. If it's not because the father of her child didn't pay child support, it's how they treated her child at school that day. If it's not because of how they treated her child at school today, it's because she don't know what she gonna do when she doesn't have the time to do something or the resources to do something. Okay, something is always wrong. If you see her, you just what's wrong now? That's who she is. The next person is Miss Pothole. Miss Pothole's name is that because do y'all remember that commercial where it says, "Oh, I'm a pothole"? That's what she sounds like. That's what she talks like. Everything that comes out of her mouth, I'm a pothole. It just comes out just like this. And yes, she was seasoned, okay? Miss Pothole is very seasoned. Next, we have Miss Boss. Miss Boss is my direct supervisor. Miss Boss is responsible for making sure that I have all my paperwork done, to see how the school is going, um, over the special ed department. Um, yeah, I noticed that like Miss Boss kind of plays somewhere in the middle, and I don't actually think it was ever intentional. I think that people like Miss What's Wrong Now kind of makes it hard for you to believe what's true and what's not true, because sometimes it's very difficult. You could take something that she said for fact and then realize i was I was standing right there, and that's not actually how that went down. So you have to remind yourself, like, Miss What's Wrong Now is not truthful. Then we have Miss Zone Coordinator. Miss Zone Coordinator is over the zone. Miss Zone Coordinator coordinates the zone. Miss Zone Coordinator happens to be a coordinator over the zone that Miss What's Wrong Now's son is in. Miss What's Wrong Now does not respect anybody. It does not matter your title. Not that title should give you respect, but respect should give you respect. And she does not respect, and she does not give respect. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But later on, we get a new Miss Zone Coordinator, Miss New Zone Coordinator. Okay? Cool. Anybody else? They're just There are people in the story, but I think these are some key players. And if I need to introduce some more people to you, I'll tell you about them. So I started teaching right after the pandemic. So March 2019, we went home. At this time, I'm in grad school. Grad school stops. I'm in grad school online, and they still stop all online classes. I am a paraprofessional. School ends. No more work. I think we may have done like a few weeks of school online, and then boom, everything stopped. Especially by May, everything stopped. I was working part-time. I was working retail part-time. That ended. I was like, I know surely if anything stays open, it's gonna be my retail job so I can get out of this house. Nope, that stopped too. um let's see what else I was doing. I think that was probably about it. So I'm I'm transitioning from paraprofessional directly into teaching. I have the credentials, I have the experience, I have the enthusiasm, I have the desire. So I began teaching, right? Right. So I meet Miss What's Wrong Now, and Miss What's Wrong Now is, close in age to my mom, and I'm close in age to her son. So I guess that made her feel like I was a child. And although I was the age of her child, that did not make me a child. And it surely did not make me similar to her child. She needed to call her child to make sure that her child ate lunch. I'm over here making sure kids eat during lunch and they have what they need. That's two different things. So please don't put me in the category with your child. That's because, and I want to be clear, because I am an educator, I am full of love, I am full of compassion, I am full of understanding. At least I was. Miss What's Wrong with You Now never was. So to compare me to um a young adult who needs assistance and and is here working with somebody in the class, trying to make sure that they feel like they're just as much a part of this class as I am, it wasn't sitting right. This class had a high teacher turnover rate. The only thing that was the same from year to year in this class was Miss What's Wrong Now. I This just sparked a memory. Miss What's Wrong Now told me in like one of our first few times meeting that this one teacher said that she wanted to go outside and fight her. And Miss What's Wrong Now used to always say, "You see how they do me?" But I actually see how Miss What's Wrong Now did everybody else. I understand why that lady wanted to go outside. I do. I do. Would I want to go outside with Miss What's Wrong Now? The true question is, will Miss What's Wrong Now want to go outside with me? And the answer is no for her. Woo! I cracked myself up. I want y'all to understand that I crack myself up. I do.